Trending Bubu gown with two-piece collar and a puff sleeve. It has a two pockets and side slits for easy movement. Very beautiful. I want to share with you how to make this trending Bubu gown. Everything. I would like to take you through the process of sewing and how I achieved this. Let's go to my table and do that together. Let's go. Welcome back to Neki Handmade YouTube channel. The material for this tutorial, we need scuba net fabric. Let me bring it very close to the screen. You can see that this is how it looks when you want to check it in the market. And now I'm going to use orange white color check fabric to design it. These are my materials for this. Let's get to the table. I double folded my fabric to make it 4-fold, 2.5 yards of fabric, 2.5. That's what I'm using. First, I measure my quarter of my hip plus 3 inches extra, but this will be enough for it. Okay, I'll go ahead and draw out a starting line. Now, the next time I'm inputting my neck width of 3.5 inches and the front neck depth of 3.5 inches as well, and connect it. The next one is 1.5 inches for back neck depth and connect it as well. The center front I went down by 4 inches for the slit. Now, I want to divide. If you want your slit to be in a form of keyhole, you can come in by 0.5 and curve it this way. But I want my own to be in form of V shape. Half of my shoulder is 8 inches. I'll come down at that point with 1 inch, connect the line. The next thing is to mark 9 inches for my armhole depth and connect. I rule out a line across it and connect line upward. From my shoulder to my bust point is 11.5, which I'm marking now. Half of my armhole. Then I will come in there by 0.5 and connect it. Quarter of my bust plus extra inches there. That is what I'm using for this bubu. I'll extend it to the full length. Okay, I'm taking my curve for my armhole curve, both front and the back. Okay, next one you see me putting now is the seam allowance on the shoulder and extend this all the way to the length of this gown. Then I have to mark my length, which I use 58 inches, and at this point I'm marking the side slit of 17 inches, okay, for easy movement. The next thing we're going to do now, before then, I'll go ahead and cut. First I'll cut the back neck depth, then go ahead and cut the armhole side. The next one we're going to do now is to separate the front from the back side, where I go ahead and cut out the front neck depth. This front I'm not going to slit that part, okay? I will show you when I get to my machine. I'll go ahead and notch the both center front and center back. Here I'm going to, before I stitch the two sides, let's work on the neckline. Remember, we came down from the neck point, the center front 4 inches down. I'm going to place that on my inner facing. Okay, I've gone ahead and cut out the inner facing. I'll go ahead and draw out a straight line to 4 inches depth. Mark a V line there. 0.5 inches is my seam allowance. I've used my inner facing, you can see that. And the next one you see me here, I'll cut out the pocket, the two pieces of the pocket. The length, the width of this pocket is 11.5 and the height of the pocket is 13.5. I also cut out the lining for this pocket and fuse it. I use paper interface to fuse it. Okay, if I'm using a thick fabric, I don't need to line it. The next now you see me doing here is to show you how you can achieve this stitching that on my machine. First, fold your center front and not the center. After which you fold the inner facing and notch it and pair them together. Use your pin to hold it, okay? So we'll go ahead and stitch. Remember, we're going to stitch that by 0.5 inches, like the shape of the V-neck shape I used there. I'll start my stitches. You can see that the neck region, extend it to the V shape, taking the shape of this all the way like so. I have to extend the stitches using 0.5 inches to the end. Okay, when I've done this, now you can go ahead and split it out. Why I didn't split it? The scuba net fabric is kind of stretched a lot, so I'm avoiding that by splitting that. If you do that before stitching the boat, you may not find it funny. Okay, now I've gone ahead and flip it to the back side. Now you can see how neat, even without ironing that. The next thing we're going to do that is do the top stitching from the neck region. Here, now my arrow is pointing. We're going to take our top stitch it all the way like so. Extend the top stitching to the inner facing. I hope you're seeing that. Go ahead and stitch it like so. Then when I'm done with that, I will continue stitching till the very end of the neck region. You can see that. This is how it will be when you turn it to, after stop stitching that. Even without ironing that, it appears neat. Then we're going to take our collar measurement after joining the both bodies together. Let's iron it first. Now press that with the iron and you see the back part of it, very neat. And I've gone ahead and prepared my pocket and top stitch it all around together with the lining. The next thing is to place my pocket. I mark 18 inches downward and place my pocket. I've done stitching that. Next thing is to join the both bodies together at the shoulder side. After which we take our collar round neck measurement for our collar. Okay, I hope you're getting this. I hope you understand that. My own is 19 inches, and after which I'll go ahead and join it, taking my bust measurements plus extra 3 inches there, take it to all the way down to the full length, and this gown is done. Okay, the next one I'm trying to show you here, the collar. That will be on the next tutorial. Because of time, I'm not be able to teach that. Please, I don't want you to miss this tutorial. I'll take you through the process of drafting and stitching. What you see me do is take the half of my armhole is unfold and move over to the puff sleeve drafting. That's the next one. You can see my pattern paper. I've gone ahead and draw a starting line there. The length for this sleeve is 14 inches. I've marked there on my pattern paper and I've drawn a line across it. Okay, then I'll go ahead and measure half of my sleeve like I did, which is 12 inches. This part is on fold, which I put down on fold. I'll go ahead and impute half of my armhole, which is 12 inches. I'll take it all the way down for a straight line. Then after that, I'll connect all the dots together in a straight line. Now, we're going to determine how puffy, how full we want our sleeve to be. I'm marking extra 5 inches here. If you want your own to be more than that, you can mark 6, 7 inches, depend on your preference. But for me, I have to mark 5 inches. I have to label it 5 inches extra. Next is to check the width of this puff sleeve from the further side. Mine is 17 inches. Okay. Next is to impute our cap height. The formula for that: bust divided by 12 plus 1 inch. Okay. My own is 5 3/4, which I'm marking there. Okay. Take it. I have to mark it so I can get a straight line. Then after that, I'll go ahead and connect all the dots together. Now, we're going to slant our ruler like so, connecting it all the way up to the very end where our sleeve stop in a slant form. Here, I have to take the measurement, okay, and mark half of it there. Then that will be our midpoint. You can see that half of there. The next one is to take the curve above it. Curve it above like so. I'm going to highlight it with my marker. I will explain that again. I'm taking the curve above, stop at the midpoint, and take the curve again below and to where the sleeve ends. And that's the curve for this sleeve. This is unfold. Go ahead and cut our sleeve, puff sleeve, and it's ready. The next thing I'm going to do now, then after which I'll bring the check fabric I will use for the sleeve and also the lining. I'll go ahead and cut out the check and the lining for the puff sleeve. I've done that. And the next thing, let me explain a few things for you here. What I did here, I went ahead and placed the lining like so. The right side facing the right side like so, and stitch it. And I've done that. I have to flip it over like so. After which, you can see how I place it and I flip it over. First, I have to top stitch this part towards the lining so we can get neat finishing there. The next you'll see me doing now, I'm making sure that I reduce the lining by 0.5 inches and cut the excess because I don't want any funny look at the part. After which we stitch the part for the elastic casing and insert our elastic. But I want you to watch what I will show you here. I'm taking the pin to hold it well, okay, before stitching. Now, remember, at the beginning of our drafting, we came in by, I added 5 inches extra. We're not gonna stitch and gather that part of the armhole inside. Watch where I'm showing you. From that side, I will gather the sleeve upward, okay, and create the elastic casing and insert our elastic. This part I'm showing you. And we are done. And next what we're going to do now, I'll go ahead and insert that and stitch it on our fabric. You can see how they turn out. Very neat finishing. I've inserted my elastic on the elastic casing. I'll go ahead and prepare the second sleeve and I will attach that on our sleeve. Okay, it's very easy to make this type of puff sleeve. The next one we're going to do now, we are almost done for this tutorial. I've hemmed the downside. You can see that the two sides and also hem the downside. Everything is neat finishing. We are done for this tutorial. You can see how simple you can make this Bubu gown and also the puff sleeve. It's a beginner friendly, very easy tutorial. I want to thank you all for your time and I'll see you next time.